It's a bold move in the blockchain world. Onigiri Capital is launching with a $50 million investment fund focused on real-world assets. The goal is to ignite innovation by providing liquidity to U.S. startups building real-world asset solutions using tools like tokenized assets and stablecoins. Joining me now is Chin-An Louis. He's the managing partner of Onigiri Capital. Welcome to the New York Stock Exchange.
Thank you for having me here.
All right, so tell us about this launch. Congratulations.
Thank you. So what we're really excited is how we think blockchain is going to reshape and change the future of finance. So that's why we launched a venture capital fund specifically to back US founders who want to export their technology and their products to Asia.
All right, can you break down for us what a real-world asset is and how it's connected to the blockchain?
So a real-world asset is putting a financial asset or representation of it on the blockchain. And it's really important because for decades, the way how money moves, the way how financial assets work, it has been on legacy rails, on traditional infrastructure. By putting it on the blockchain, we are creating new ways for these financial assets to be moved, to be traded, and it creates a lot more efficiency and speed.
All right, and what type of real-world assets projects are you working on, and what gets you the most excited about them?
The most successful real-world assets today are stablecoins and tokenized US Treasury bills, but what really excites us is actually private credit. Onigiri Capital was born out of one of the largest Japanese financial institutions called Credit Saison, and we are one of the largest private credit lenders in emerging markets. It's a new asset class, one that more and more people are getting interested to, but often the barriers to entry to private credit can be quite high. So we see tokenized private credit can potentially change this by making it a lot more inclusive and making it accessible to everyone.
And what do you think this fund will do for the relationship between APAC and US projects?
Yeah, what we want is we really want to build the bridge between US and Asia, and that's because more than half of the blockchain users today are actually based in Asia. So of course, for the many US technology product innovations that are coming out here, it can serve domestic markets first, but the next step will be to expand to Asia. And of course, Asia is not a homogeneous market. It has many cultures, many languages, many regulations. So we want to help founders to navigate that.
And I understand there was a regulatory environment that didn't allow for this. Can you talk about how that's changed?
Yeah. Over the past 12 months, we have seen this huge acceptance by regulators and financial institutions who have finally woken up to the fact that blockchain can transform financial services, and it's not just for speculative purposes. And I think that is what truly excites us. Having invested in this space over the past 4 years, we really see how financial institutions are embracing blockchain to change how financial assets move and are traded.
All right, and can you talk more in terms of this regulation between the cooperation between the US and APAC?
Yeah.
What's happened?
Yeah, what has really happened is the US has set a role model with the Genius Act, and that really set, I would say, opened the floodgates where we see a lot more regulators all around the world taking the cues from the leadership of US regulators, and actually they themselves are now introducing things like stablecoin regulations and all. And all of this is really good because it's legitimizing, it's professionalizing the blockchain space, where it used to be seen as a bit like the Wild West. Now it's a lot more regulated, it's a lot more safe, and it in turn allows more people to participate and institutions to place large amounts of capital on the blockchain.
What else do you want us to know about this fund?
What we're really proud of is that this fund is backed by multiple leading Asian financial institutions. All of them are actually very excited to partner with startups to introduce blockchain to their financial products and services. So to very much the US founders over here, Asia is waiting for you, and many of these financial institutions are ready to partner up.
And what do you think some of the benefits between this partnership of US and Asia are?
Yeah, I think really it comes down to two things. One is accessing more than half of the blockchain users, which all reside in Asia, and that presents a large market with more than 300 million users ready and captive. And the second thing is really the trust and credibility of Asian financial institutions working together with these US founders to create distribution. What we like to say is trust cannot be bootstrapped. So the best way is really for startups to partner with financial institutions and collectively go to market together.
Thank you so much for joining us, Chin-An Louis, managing partner of Onigiri Capital.